What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. Unfortunately, we have to talk about a defeat. A 1-0 loss to Cagliari. Worst of all, a 1-0 defeat to Jari Mina. What a mutt. That was pain, everybody. That was pain. You know what they say, though? Misery loves company. We're going to hash it out today, and we're going to take a look at what's the fix. Everybody's got their idea as to what's the fix for Juve, and Juve's got to turn it around and regroup quickly because we got Champions League midweek against Benfica, and then that big clash against Napoli, and the schedule starts to get difficult. The easy portion's over. Now it's time to get serious. We're going to take a look at it all together, and I got my man Trim with me. Trim, how you doing, brother?
Oh man, doing all right, but I think we need to try to be uplifting today. A little bit of positivity. There's a lot of doom and gloom out there. So, what did our boy Jalen Hurts? What did he once say? Flush it. That's what I think we have to do with that one. We just gotta flush it. Move on to Wednesday's Champions League, and we'll break it down, but.
Definitely a match that resembled something that needs to get flushed. I'll tell you that. Okay, that's one way to describe what went down, and it was almost fitting from how the pregame went and what we spoke about. We literally turned into something we were talking about that went down in another match. When you're taking a look at Como and Milan, and it's almost like karma is a bitch sometimes. But we're going to take a look at it. We're going to hash it all out. Everybody that's tuning in on your other social outlets, not YouTube, get over to YouTube. Smash that subscribe button. That's what's going to get you entered into the kit giveaways. And we got absolute beauties on deck this month with the 94-95 Nike and the 2004-2005 Nike and 2005-2006 Nike kits, both with Del Piero on the back. As far as the Army goes, great to see you all in here. I see Ibrahim in here. Tony Roast Beef, Adam Khan, Tuna's up in here, ready to rock. Alex Juve, Davide Caruso, great to see you. Swarit, great to see you. Wing of Winter, great to see you all. Okay, Cugino Eddie. We're going to get into this, and let's get into it. We got Michael G as well. Okay, by the way, love the celebrations from this guy at the Toronto official fan club on the goals, especially when he's got to let everybody know around Johnny there. So I like that one. Viso Lab, great to see you in here. You guys, we're not going to waste any time. There's a lot to hash out into this. Fans are feeling a lot of different things, a lot of mixed reactions after this particular match. But yeah, let's get into it with the starting lineup. Perin gets the call over Di Gregorio, and you've got Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly. Across the middle, McKennie, Locatelli, Cope, Miners, Cambiaso, Meretti, Yildiz, David. What did you think about that starting 11 when it came out, Trim? We know that Locatelli was in danger of a caution, missing the Napoli match, but what do you think about the selections?
Honestly, not much. I would have changed it. I mean, there was the only change that I think he put in there was Coop in the midfield from the previous matches. But we were saying in the previous shows, don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't change anything, right? So you felt like with that starting 11, you felt pretty comfortable and confident. The one thing that I was a little shocked about was, I know you guys touched in pregame that Yildiz was kind of feeling under the weather. So I was surprised that he got the start and the amount of minutes that he ended up playing. But otherwise, no, it seemed like that was the right formula and the right lineup going into this match.
Yeah, I mean, a couple changes there. I didn't really see any problems with it. I thought it was strong. It was actually stronger than I expected. I thought he might maybe give some rest, but the points are critical, and you got to get after the three. That's probably one of the parts that stings about it the most, is that you went out with a serious lineup and you still didn't get the job done. That adds to what Pino's saying in there, a vergogna. Yeah, kind of adds to that. The fact that we went out pretty gung-ho. Now, we'll get to the highlights, and we're going to get quickly into the aftermath because that's what everybody's pretty much here for. Highlights. 16th minute, Kalulu header into Meretti's path. Looks like he gets clipped. PK called. Hang on a second. VAR taking a look. they showed multiple angles. It looked like at the end the player did get his foot in front and Miretti ends up kicking it. So there was not any real arguments here from Juventini, not on the watch along. Everybody it's pretty straightforward. Was not a PK. So, right call. On certain angles, until they showed one that was definitively, everybody felt like, are they calling like he touched the ball first before clipping him, or what's the call? But there ended up being a definitive angle that just clearly showed his foot ended up being in front and Miretti kicks it. So no PK there. 24th minute, ball into David. He plays it over to Miretti, who has a crack, deflected and still stopped by Caprile off his upper right chest, and then moves nicely out of any danger. 31st minute, Yildiz called for simulation. I actually had a problem with that getting called for simulation. I'll be quite honest. Did you, Trim?
It was iffy. Like, I mean, in real time, it didn't look as bad as when they slow it down and show the replay. But mind you, he's fighting for position, and he's trying to get that inside edge on the defender. And like, I didn't like that they called it for a caution. Yeah, like I would have just let it go and just, okay, you call it for a dive and send it back the other way. But it just, the card was a little harsh in my opinion.
I agree. We got the AGC arbitral coming in here. Yellow card for simulation to Yildiz. On this play, you see Yildiz try to slalom through a bunch of Cagliari defenders. Goes down with no contact. In order for this to be simulation, referee has to be sure the player is trying to be deceptive. While Massa was correct to not call a foul here, this does not mean it is simulation. Players were slipping left and right the entire first half because of the soaking wet pitch. We also do not see Yildiz go down screaming or appealing for a penalty. This was a very harsh yellow card to give considering these factors. With simulation, it needs to be 100%. That's kind of how I felt. Looked like he was losing his balance and just going down. He didn't throw his arms up. He wasn't screaming bloody murder. I thought it was a whole lot of nothing. I would have just let play go on, and that's what I kind of said during the watch on. Just let the play continue. Nonetheless, yellow card for Yildiz, and bigger fish to fry because the half ends there for highlights, everybody. Seriously. You have a bunch of shots trying to go through mazes. That's about it. Simple to say. Dominating possession. I think the first half sits at 74%, 76%. Next to nothing for Cagliari. They can barely get it out of their own end. Just take care of business. Push harder. But my biggest thing was just slight tweaks. Like Spalletti didn't have to even change a single player. You just need to get them closer.
Yeah.
Let your outsides take care of the outside. Give these guys a chance to play together, some interplay. We've seen this in these struggled games against low blocks. These guys are miles apart. They're playing by themselves. Yildiz on an island. Whoever your striker is, on an island. The next guy on the right, on an island. There is no chance to interplay. The only chance we had was through one guy, Miretti.
Yeah, agreed.
And that was a problem that I had with that first half. You get to the second half, because we're going to get into all this at the end. 48th minute, Cagliari. This is like their first shot on target, and it's from the end line, from Esposito. IFTV's probably working on a 1-hour documentary on that shot. You've got 55th minute, Cambiaso with a shot from 30 yards out, maybe further, easily parried away by Caprile. But at this point, we're excited about a shot from 30 odd yards out because we're just like, man, we're getting nothing. Then you keep going. 61st minute, great dribble from Yildiz. He's all the way on the end line. He goes the distance into the area. Misses target. 64th minute, free kick for Cagliari. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. It's like you could write a book for all the struggles over the past years, and it literally follows this script, right? Like Juve just
100%.
can't find a breakthrough, and a garbage goal ends up going in. Like, this was a terrible free kick from Gaetano.
Yeah.
All the players in the area, he hits it like it's so weak, it's low, it's at the front of all the players. Mazzitelli, of all people, just takes a swipe at it. Perin looked to know nothing about it, and it goes in. A lot of people had thoughts about Perin on this goal, man. And I know that there's a video circulating, but it's head on, and it looks like he pulls his arm away. We had Di Gregorio for one of those where he pulled his arm back because they start bracing for the fall. And I said for Di Gregorio on that one, the ball's by him when he pulls the friggin' arm back. He's just bracing for the fall at that point. I felt like the same thing for Perin, but what did you think about this goal? Do you give Perin heat? I kind of give it to our players. The fact that that thing should have never even ended up with a swipe or an opportunity on goal. It was a garbage free kick. What do you think?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think just overall, it just sums up the entire match, like how frustrating of a match it was. And then just to see that go in, you're like, you got to point the blame at somebody. So again, I can see in the chat it's mixed reviews, whether it's the defenders, whether it's Perin looking off his line a bit. Like, it's just all around just poor. Like, that can't go in. That can't go in this kind of a match. Just everything leading up to it. Like, for me, I agree with the Gaetano attempt, or the kick was kind of weak, but at the same time, it's like our guys are all standing there watching the ball come towards them, and it's like, yeah, not one guy makes even an attempt to like just get in the way or try to run to it to avoid Mattezzelli to get his foot behind it. But I don't know. For me, like, again, never played as a keeper, but that's one that you just hope that most keepers would get to. But again, to your point, I know he couldn't see it. It's tough. That's a tough one, man. It's frustrating.
It's just a garbage goal to concede it from all angles. I mean, it's such a nothing smash and grab moment from a team that deserved nothing. Cagliari deserved nothing in this game. A draw at best. Now they're 1-0 up. And you continue in through here. By the way, I'll talk about these. I'm just going to lay these out. I'm sure we'll get into it in the aftermath. But 66th minute, Miretti gone for Openda. Locatelli gone for Zhigrova. And then we get more subs as it goes. McKennie leaves for Thuram. Cambiaso leaves for Conceição. You now have Zhigrova and Conceição out there. And then 88th minute, it's Adzic coming in from that point. If you're talking about highlights after being 1-0 down, 78th minute, Yildiz cuts inside, drills one from again range, parried away by Caprile. 83rd minute, Bremer finds Yildiz. He cuts to his left this time, takes a shot, deflected, off post. Unlucky. But you know what? Fortune favors the brave, and I don't think you did enough in this game. It actually ends there. 1-0 defeat. Yikes. Statistically speaking, 78% possession for Juve, 21 total attempts, 3 attempts for Cagliari on 22% possession. We are the first side since they started keeping track of possession in like 2004 to lose a game with 78% possession. The records just keep coming, don't they? Just keep coming, don't they? That one stings, man. It stings. If you're going to look at player ratings coming out of this one, Perin 6.6, Kalulu 6.6, Bremer 7.5, Kelly 7.3, Cambiaso 6.2, Loca 7.4, Coop 7.3, McKennie 6.3, Meretti 6.1, Yildiz 7.3, David 5.5. That's your player ratings, but now it's time to just get to this game in general, man. Trim, hit me with your thoughts on the end of it. Some of the things that you saw, maybe you liked, and what you didn't like, and what you think, where do you think it kind of went wrong?
Yeah, it's tough to say really. Like you almost wonder if they kind of just looked past this opponent and are worrying about the next upcoming fixtures and they just kind of took it for granted. You know, you don't ever want to complain or worry too much about conditions and playing conditions, but like obviously slippery field, you could see it early on that it was affecting both teams, but obviously Cagliari didn't really have the ball as much with the possession numbers, obviously, so you couldn't
Yeah.
really see it affect them too much. But I just think, yeah, like it could be one of those scenarios where coming off a big 5-0 victory, they're just kind of sitting pretty thinking, okay, like, you know, we're the you know what right now, we're the shit, like we're playing well, and it's just let's just roll in there and we're gonna steamroll these guys. But lo and behold, what did you guys talk about yesterday on the pregame? That you're gonna expect a low block. What's our kryptonite? A low block. Once again, it proves it yesterday that, you know, when these small clubs, when they play this kind of style, it seems like we have no answer for it. And I keep harping on, you know, in this last stretch where we've played well, what's the common theme or the common denominator is we get one early. We get one early. So yesterday I'm sitting there watching the match with Mateo Tarps and in our chat here. And, you know, we're saying to each other, just get one early, just get one by them early. And that
Yeah.
one, that'll let you settle in and go from there. But they couldn't get anything going. And for me, it looked like we were playing really slow yesterday in particular, especially in the first half. And that's why I think like, it just kind of sets a precedent for how the rest of the match will go. You know, when we were talking about the lineup earlier, I'd said that I actually didn't have really too many issues with it because, you know, just you don't want to change what's working. But one thing I will concede to all my followers that know that I'm a big David guy. If there was a game where you weren't going to start David, that's the one because of who's playing at the back in Yaramina. And you could see he kind of handled him pretty well. I think personally that 5.5 rating is a little bit harsh on him personally because I didn't think he was that bad. He just you're putting him up against a guy who's bigger and stronger, and you know that's not his mo, his game, right? So Openda in that position would have maybe made a little bit of a difference if he can get balls behind the defenders because he's quick. But just
Yeah.
overall, it seems like a team that just was resting on their laurels. They were, you know, sitting pretty because they were, you know, coming off a 5-0 win, and
I'm gonna
it's almost like we overlooked it.
when I get to my frustration in this game, it's like, yeah, it's not the best game for David. I don't think it would have been the right game for Openda either. And people
Yeah.
could say that that's where Spalletti was handcuffed. But that's why you make the adjustments in how you approach the game and how you play. That's why I go back to what I said about the spacing was all wrong by our players. Locatelli said it in the interview post game. He goes, you can't have these guys miles apart and expect them to connect. While many are saying the striker was the issue in this game, go back to the games where we had that aerial target, where we had Dusan Vlahovic, and we still struggled against these teams because it all has to come together. Your game plan has to match for the players that you have on the pitch. And I'm sorry, it didn't fully work yesterday, and the adjustments weren't there. I had so many frustrations in this game. I really, really did. Yildiz was wasted. We wasted his energy, we wasted his skill set, and we wasted his time up until about the 70th minute when he finally got central. And I'm just going to lay it out here. The quicker we get this guy playing as another striker, a second striker, the better off this team is going to be. I'm done fucking around with this guy on an island out there having to beat 7 fucking guys to get a shot off. I want him in the danger zone. Furthermore, playing into the striker issues, what can David actually bring to a game like that, even if he's struggling physically against that guy? Well, the only time he got the ball at feet in the area, he popped it over to Miretti, who had a shot that was our best fucking chance. But you're not playing to feet to the guy, and we're sending long balls in as if he's a target guy. It ain't gonna happen. All that has to be sorted out by your coaching staff. It has to be seen and it has to be corrected. The quicker you get Yildiz centrally, the better off this fucking team will be. Okay? Like, period. Now,
Yep.
that's one of my frustrations. Okay? Miretti should have never been the first fucking sub in this game. That was stupid. That was stupid. You have, okay, Cope Miners doing sweet fuck all. I actually did more on the watch along, I think, in that game yesterday. Did sweet fuck all. McKennie, 0 impact. Cambiaso, 0 impact. You make your change on Miretti, who, by the way, when he leaves that game, has 5 shots. Okay? 5 shots. He finished the game while being substituted at 60th minute. He finished the game with the most shots. And he didn't even fucking play the last half hour. And we had 78% of the ball. He finished with the most shots. So you took away the guy that was getting in the right spaces. The only guy that was close to playing with any of your attackers. What the fuck, man? That was shocking. Shocking decision, in my opinion. I'm at a loss when you do that. You've left 3 guys offering nothing into the game. It's wild to me. It's wild to me that was the switch. For me, I said, take McKennie out of there. He's your first sub. Get somebody dynamic in there. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that was another one of my frustrations. Let me keep this rolling, everybody. Okay? The subs. Not a single fucking one offered impact or anything coming off the bench. So not only do you have these guys that are flat, maybe playing to your point, Trim, that they just thought they were going to win this and move on into the crucial week.
Yep.
We're going to coast. Like, we're going to get this done. So maybe, but the impact from the bench, non-existent. Non-existent. And again, when you factor that in with a lack of tactical tweaks to get these guys, the spacing closed in there, not happening. Not happening. So many frustrations. I mean, Jesus. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt that he's not 100%, but Jagrova, he's killing me.
The shorts. The shorts alone, I can't focus on this guy without seeing his big ass wide shorts, and he literally is going at guys like I'm gonna beat them 1-on-1, and every time he runs right into the guy.
It's like you're blowing up a balloon, and the second the ball goes to this guy, it just deflates because it's just everything stops, and then they're like, holy fuck, we gotta wait, and again, just I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But my goodness, man, hopefully it's just because he's not 100%, but it's leaving a lot to be desired. A lot of people are in the chat here saying they're done with Jagrova. I got frustrations. My final frustration out of this game is something that I just see as completely pathetic. 18 corner kicks. Not a single one dangerous. We could have had 1 million and not even come out with a dangerous one or a big opportunity. Like, that is pathetic for a Sunday league team, a professional team, to get 18 corner kicks in a game without one being dangerous.
That's brutal.
You finished this game 78%, not a single big chance created. I don't care about the 21 attempts. So we get to this. Some were saying, you know what? Played well, we're unlucky. Look at the stats. Do you feel we were hard done by, Trim? I really don't.
No, I think we just didn't number one, clearly create enough like big chance opportunities, clearly based on just numbers. But if you watch the game, you don't like put the numbers aside, just pretend like you didn't actually keep track. Like, just watching the match, like, there was not one dangerous chance to me. Even Yildiz' attempt down the byline there where he brought it in and then shot it skyward, like, even that wasn't dangerous enough for me. Like, they They didn't generate anything. And it played into your point of the gaps in the middle were so wide because our players were so far apart. So to your point, I've always wondered, I guess that's the players doing Spalletti's or trying to follow through on Spalletti's message. So yeah, if that's on the coaching staff and the coach specifically, like get your guys closer together when it's a low block, because you could see it even before Cagliari had gone up one. They're way behind the ball. So it's like, how are you going to create any chances that way when everybody's on an island, right? So again, just touching on what you mentioned, but yeah, no, that to me that I didn't really see any dangerous chances. Even the one where Caprile had to get to,
Yeah.
not enough chances for me. I wouldn't say we were unlucky.
Like I said it in the post match, like the next training session, you guys are doing corners till you puke or pass out, whatever comes first.
It's we're at a disadvantage. It's disgusting, man. Like every time we were getting a corner, I just turned to Mateo. I'm like, can we just stop taking corners? Because we have nothing. We got nothing.
You got, and it doesn't matter who fucking takes them. They're either hitting the first man or they're just too close to the keeper. He punches out. Like, we're nowhere near these things. Remember, I don't know if you remember this, a game or 2 games ago, we tried this thing where everybody was at the top of the 18 and then they just ran in and everybody was running. Yeah. And I'm like, holy fuck, like talk about throwing shit at the wall. Like there's just nothing to it. Nobody's short side. Nobody ends up back post. Like you don't have your biggest guys right at the spot to react to where this thing's going. It doesn't look like they have any idea where the guy kicking it is going to actually attempt to make a move for. It's just insane to be that out of sorts on these things. But that's definitely a big shortcoming. I didn't like a lot out of this game. I'll be quite honest. Even if we're talking about some of the things that people did, like the ball movement, the possession, etc. I mean, we're playing better ball, but you still got to get the results. And possession means nothing. We literally talked about this with the Como when Cesc Fabregas comes out crying because we had 700 passes to their 200. Yeah, great, sweet trophy. Guess what? Juve had 680 passes. Cagliari had 182 or something. We were in the same boat. It doesn't mean anything if you can't do anything with that ball. I don't feel we did enough with that ball. And a couple of the things that we were doing well during this run, this stretch going into this game, wasn't happening. Because this was one of the games where I agree with you. It felt slow. It felt slower. The passes, there was way more lateral passing in this game, lateral and behind, than there has been in a long time with this team under Spalletti. So I definitely felt that. And again, those little plays, those sequences where we're trying to hit the first man and another guy's running off of it for him to lay it off and then peel off, we didn't even attempt it. We didn't even try it. The biggest issue I had, we didn't try to move Cagliari at all. Because we kept all the positions the same, they were able to stay completely flat and walled out. We never tried to move them. We didn't move guys into the interior to try and get them to collapse more, to give your outsides the ability to get there, to have crosses from dangerous positions or hit trailing runs to then rifle the ball in there. We didn't move them around nearly enough. So for me, very frustrating. Very frustrating game. When you start looking at this game, a lot of people came into the comments simply saying it is a striker issue at Juve. Everything is up. They say possessions up, XG's up, chances are up. This is a striker issue. Mateta, is he the quick fix? Because apparently the 4-year agreement is down. He's down. And now we're ready to make offers to try and land him. Is this a striker issue, Trim? And a lot of people coming in here saying, yes, it is.
Yeah, no, for me, it's definitely not a striker issue because to your point, in yesterday's match specific, you put even Dusan Vlahovic in that match, he struggles big time. So it's not specific to one area of the field. I think it's just in general, the overall build up, the tactical approach to playing a smaller club that plays a low block. Like we've seen it with countless managers, whether it was Allegri, whether it was Tudor, whether it was Motta, now with Spalletti in his short stint here. I think it's just the overall. To Cugino's Eddie's point, though, the height I can understand. You wanting a bigger profile. So this ties into Mateta. He's a taller striker. Like, I understand that, more physical. But me personally, I'm actually really concerned about going out and getting a guy like Mateta, because I wanted to mention that you had brought up yesterday on the live about, maybe revisiting Kolo Muani this summer. And I had actually been saying that and I know we touched on it in the Mercato shows this past summer and offseason. We were hoping that we would bring him in, and obviously PSG was playing hardball. That's where I would lean towards. I wouldn't go with anything permanent right now in January. I'd bring a guy in on loan with option, but leaving yourself some wiggle room that maybe there's a chance you can go get a guy like Kolo Muani, because I just feel like you could just see it. It's like kind of like buyer's remorse or revisionist history with Vega as well. Like, when you see guys come in and make that big of an impact in such a small period of time, like, it just, to me, it feels like we're missing out. And yes, it could go the other way. I understand that, but I really feel like Kolo Muani specifically paired up with David, I really thought that they could be dangerous together, and then we could have avoided going after Openda. But anyways, with Mateta specifically, I'm a little bit concerned. I don't really know enough about him. I know he's had a great season this year, and I think even last year he had a really good season with Crystal Palace, but I haven't watched him enough to know how he'll turn out with us. I just know that he's a bigger profile, so a different type of striker than what we have already. So I'm kind of just hoping for the best, but I wouldn't do anything permanent. That's just me.
When this question comes up, and is it a striker issue at Juve? I mean, yes and no. I mean, it is if you're going to play a target man's game, because I've said this all along, David kind of does his best working, as a link up and doing this. If you're going to be dumping crosses, spamming crosses into him or Openda, that ain't the game for these guys. And Openda's not, like, David could get you by as being the outright 9, but your game plan has to match. Going back to everything I said about this last match, guys miles apart. The only one really playing close or off of him, Miretti, and he leaves in the 60th minute. Yildiz nowhere near playing off of him. McKennie, God knows what he was doing yesterday. It's got to match up. It's got to line up. If you're talking about the traits of a big 9, I do believe we need that. I do believe that will help. Because when you get a 2-striker set, you don't want 2 strikers that are both short. You want one guy that's a big target guy. Yeah. Because that's the point of the game that you're getting to. You need an aerial threat. But don't forget, we had Vlahovic for how many years now? And the same struggles have come in against the low block, and he's more of an aerial threat, way more of an aerial threat than David or Openda. Everything has to line up. So do we have striker issues? I say we lack a certain set of characteristics from a striker at the moment. Do we have a striker issue? We also have some tendencies that are an issue in the game for me. Okay, for me. Because just because you have no tall guy in there, you can't break through Cagliari with 78% of the ball, or at least get the way through. And that's all down to one position? I'm not buying into that, you guys. I'm not buying into that. I'm not going to do it. So, I mean, would I take Mateta? I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I still think Kolo Muani can have something to play, okay? And I'd be interested in that. But, yeah, there are traits there that are definitely missing. So, yeah, I just don't think it's the sole issue. And when you look at a game like yesterday, what did the strikers have to work with? What did they have to work with? The closest cross that got to either David or Openda, which I don't even know why you'd be crossing it into those guys, actually took a fucking deflection off a defender and then popped up to him. And he did everything he could to head that thing, but it was just too high. That was the closest any of our crosses got. And another thing, the way we read crosses is shocking, because I saw Kelly a million times on the outside, way too narrow, way too fucking narrow, and then trying to backtrack. And my God, man, he made Mazzitelli and Luberto look like they were members of the BBC during that run. It was insane. So there's a lot of work to do. I don't think it's one sole issue. And I don't think we're far off, to be honest. But it would help having a big man. It would help having a big man. Because David also, I mean, working off of a big target guy too helps his game as well. That's what happens with the national side. But yeah, so some believe that Kamoli made the error. You've got two guys, both are small. Maybe they were banking on Dusan to be that big guy. And, well, he's hurt and he's out. Maybe that's why you get the push for Mateta. Maybe Juve does believe that's the quick fix. Guess what? Time will tell, everybody. Time will tell. I want to talk about something else. Is Juve missing villains or edge? Do we need a couple villains?
Is it specific to the situation yesterday with the Armina?
1,000%. 1,000%.
I didn't like it either from Zagrova. I didn't like it at all.
Zagrova, like, I mean, he is tiny, okay? And he's the only one getting in this guy's face. And then I can't remember the player. It might have been Thuram. That Mina gets his fucking arm up right here. And I'm like, Thuram, you're not a mouse, buddy. Like, if somebody did that to your dad, you know what would happen to him? Oof. And then in the follow, so me immediately, I go back to a guy that took a ton of shit. A ton of shit. But you know, Danilo would have been immediately running up and being like, you cut that shit, get your hands off our players.
Yeah.
Bremer, I wanted to see Bremer run up. And at the very least, on the next corner kick, when you're taking it, we're not going to get ahead to it anyways. I want you to clean them up, Bremer.
Yep.
I want you to roll them and say, next time don't touch our players.
Yep.
The only guy that would fucking do it on this team is Gatti. Maybe.
One guy. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You need some guys that make the other team think. And our disasters are nightmares to play against, because all that little shit, all those mind games, it starts to tack on. Because they had that edge yesterday with that mutt Mina. And we gave it to him with the nice guy approach.
Yeah.
Jonathan David, too soft, nobody going in tough, nobody chat. I mean, Yildiz skinned him several times, like skill-wise.
Yeah.
Dummied him.
Yeah.
But I need somebody to set the tone. I need this team to get tougher. To just get tougher. Sack up. But yeah, I hated that sequence, man.
I didn't like it either. Yeah, it was not something I like. Right away when I saw it, I was thinking the same thing, like, where is everybody? But at the same time, I just kind of said to myself, like, they're not going to get it in there. These players that we have, like, nobody's going to just, like, and we're not saying go in there and drop them, obviously, because that's just going to get you a red and you're out. But just stand up to the guy. Just, you know, he starts getting his hands up, like you said, on Thuram. Why don't you get in there and just push him back and just get him off you or rip his hands off you? You know what I mean? Like, just something. Show that you're in it together, kind of thing, you know? Don't leave your guy high and dry out there and just getting
and you know what? When you're spamming things late in that game, maybe Gatti should have come on. Just getting back to the squad. Let's throw him up there to strike a goal. Fuck. Sometimes he does look like our best right. He scored a bike, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need this team to be a little bit tougher. When you're talking about the teams that are ahead of Juve, you know, and what would you say? And chat, I'm interested to hear where everybody's at on this, but where's the gap between us and the teams ahead of us? Is it mentality? Is it consistency? Like, where's the separation in your opinion, with the teams ahead of us?
Ooh, okay. So as it stands right now, yeah, what separates? Okay.
What do you where do you think the separation is? Why do you think that Juve, every time it gets close, it just doesn't happen? Is it just a one-off game, or is it like tactical? Is it mentality? Is it like, what is it? Where's the gap?
For me, to be honest, I think it goes back to a lot of what we've been saying lately, which is that I think it's just Juve beating Juve getting in their own way. So whether that's, I think it's more, I guess you could say, a mentality thing. Like we always get in our own way. And yesterday was a prime example. You get 3 points and you're not even looking back. You're just continuing to move forward and okay, let's keep it close. But I think that's the difference. Like, you're seeing, okay, although we keep saying it's not convincing this year, no team looks like they're going to run away with it, which is keeping us in the race. If you go from top to bottom, you got Inter, who can't beat the big teams, but they beat the small teams. So that's what they got going for them. Napoli is up and down just in general, and a lot of injuries. We have a lot of injuries as well. Milan's got the one competition, but even them, they're not convincing against the small teams. Yeah. And Allegri's had a recent stretch of that dating back to when he was with us 2.0. That was kind of his MO, was he always tended to struggle against the smaller team. So if that all remains true for the three ahead of us, and honestly, yes, I understand Roma's ahead of us, but I'm not even looking at them because we've already taken care of Roma, so I'm not worried about them. I'm just looking at those other three. I think for me, it's just Juve getting in their own way. So whether that you want to chalk it up to mentality, I just think it's we are our own worst enemies.
Always.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
I feel like these guys need to be like reined in and like, you know, great while you're playing well, you're playing much better, you're improving, but you've still achieved nothing. You've achieved fuck all. Yeah. And you can't be satisfied. So like, I don't know, but I go back to this game yesterday, and this has been something that was not as prominent as it's been with Spalletti since he's come in November. But I mean, for the years that we've been struggling, it has been. And it would be like from one half to the next where we would look like not disinterested, but just the drive's not there. The attitude's not there. The approach isn't there. Like yesterday, I never got the feeling of the games previously with that aggression. You could feel it watching the games prior. They are after it. They're hungry. Yep. I never really got that vibe yesterday. So if you want to chalk that like attitude, aggression to like the mentality side of things, I think we've leaped like bounds with Spalletti. Okay? And I still think all is not undone in the good form that we have found under Spalletti, and we're playing more promising football and everything. But there are still moments where little things get away from us. And again, attitude, aggression, but like even just adjustments and just even that connection between players, between our coach, in adjustments and everything. Like Spalletti threw the kitchen sink at them yesterday as far as what he had available to him. But again, I can't help but going back to taking one of the main guys generating shots for you out of that game and the only one linking things up. I can't help but that was a bit of a miss. Would it have changed things? Maybe not, but it definitely didn't get better. It definitely didn't get better. Chances went down, and it turned into Kenan Yildiz pray and hope. So I gotta say that you still gotta put all of this stuff together. But for me, I still think there's like a mentality drop off. Every time this team gets to the point where those expectations start to ramp up a bit, they just have a fucking stinker out of nowhere. And I gotta chalk it up to that last bit they have to overcome, that they have to realize you've achieved nothing, never satisfied. And guess what? If and when you do win a trophy, That still immediately, guess what? You celebrate that and then it's over and it's on to the next one. Never satisfied. Maybe that's the one lingering thing with the mentality on these guys, is maybe they were getting too up on themselves. We'll find out, because here you go into a crucial week for Juventus, Benfica, Champions League. Good or bad that we're diving into the Champions League game Wednesday trim? Is that a positive or a negative given the Cagliari match? Chat, is that better or worse that we got to play Champions League on the follow-up on this one?
Better or worse? I mean, if I had to choose, I'd rather go into that Napoli match, so Serie A, if it makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason being, it's twofold, specific to the opponent that we're facing next in the league, and it's because we need to right the wrong that we've now caused ourselves by dropping yesterday's points. So I wouldn't say that it's better or worse. I would feel specific to who's up next in Serie A and in the league, and wanting to make amends for the 3 points that we just dropped. You know, and I feel like the significance of that match against Napoli holds more weight than our Champions League fixture, because how I see it playing out is you get the 3 points against Benfica, you're locked into a playoff spot 100%. So that Monaco match is, you know, it's not make or break. They're going to get into a playoff spot more than likely, but if they rack up the 3 points against Benfica, it's guaranteed. It's just top 8, I think, is out of the question, personally. But I think, yeah, you get 3 points against Benfica, then that Monaco match is not as critical. Just depends on seeding and who you play. But yeah, I think for me, I would just say it's not that it's better or worse that we're playing Champions League. It's just I would prefer to get back on track in the league and make a statement against Napoli in the next match.
I want to go back to like leadership too, because I feel like now that I think about it and everything I said, mentality, approach, aggression, realizing you haven't achieved anything, leadership. And that's from all angles. The managerial side to the player side, like these guys that are in the leadership roles of this team have to put these guys in check. And it's like, guys, we have done nothing. These games are the games we're supposed to win. Now we're finally winning them, but you can't stop. Like, it never stops. So leadership for me is still lacking, that experience and everything. Talking about this game, is this the game? Like, is it better or worse for us to play midweek in Champions League on the follow-up? You could see it in the chat here. You've got worse, positive, better. Alex Juve going as far to say the perfect game to get back on track. Lucas reminding us we never do well against Benfica. I honestly think the less time these motherfuckers can sit and think about it, the better.
Yeah.
Get back on the horse. Take the positives that you dominated the ball, that you got 21 attempts or whatever, that the team got so lucky to even get a goal. If Cagliari deserved anything out of this game, it would have been a draw. And that was still from our shortcomings. They never deserved the victory, despite what Spalletti says in the post-match. They didn't deserve the victory. You got to get back on the horse immediately. The more time they have to think about it, the worse. And I'll go as far to say that I still think Juve is going to be in that playoff spot for Champions League, but I'd rather have them the opportunity to come out with a strong performance, react, and that game is going to be more open, which will play to our hands better under Spalletti and what we're trying to do. So it's perfect to play that one before your next Serie A match. That's going to be crucial. That's just me. That's how I'm looking at this situation. So I think it's a good follow-up. Mourinho, too, hates us. Can't stand us. He's coming into our barn. We got to be loud, rocking. We got to help these guys. We got to back it up. We got to get that home field advantage. We need a reaction. We need a reaction again. This is something that we watched out after the Lecce draw, and we got the bounce back. We need the bounce back again. This will go a long way in telling us more about Spalletti's Juve. And again, remember, we still said this is where you start to learn about Spalletti's Juve and what we actually got going here. Because the way the schedule is about to shift for Juve, there's going to be nowhere to hide for anyone. Okay? So now we see. Now it's time to hit second gear, third gear. Can they do it? Because for the past 5 years, nobody has been able to get this team to switch through the gears. And maybe, just maybe, they don't have the guys to go into another gear. But we're going to find out soon enough, everybody. So buckle up. Buckle up. Now, we do have another couple things to talk about, and we got Storm the Barn, of course, that we're going to get into. But first, trim the fat, baby. Trim the fat. Oh, that bacon
I love
sizzle.
it.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's go.
That's beauty. So, today is going to be pretty short and sweet. I mean, I think yesterday's match kind of showed us, we still have some shortcomings. But for me, it's pretty simple today on Trim the Fat, man. It's fino alla fine. There's still hope. I know a bunch of the fan base is going to probably come at me and say, you're delusional. We're 10 points out, 3 games from the top 3. But you know what, man? Top 4, I never had was never in question for me. So I'm not even talking top 4. I'm talking about there's still hope for the title. Ooh. Albeit small hope. But again, what is Juve built on? Fino alla fine, till the end. We've seen it with Cinque Maggio. We've seen it in the past. I know it's different now. Different times, different players. But I think Spalletti's shown us in his recent form since he's been at the helm. This is our second slip-up. You want to count everybody. It's funny. After yesterday's result, everybody was going on, Lecce's going to be the one that kills us, that draw against Lecce. Well, this could be the one yesterday, the drop points. Maybe. But I still have faith and I still believe, because how many times have we said that the other 3 aren't as convincing? Yes, they're getting results and the gap seems like it's wide right now, but this upcoming stretch, you've said it, I've said it, this is going to be make or break because you got nowhere to hide. You've got a Coppa Italia match mixed in there with Atalanta, so you can kind of put that aside. But again, that's a match that's going to count towards our fitness level and our psyche and all that. But I think this is where Juve shows that they can do it. They got to prove it. I know it seems kind of dicey, but this is where they make their bones.
I love the positivity, man. I really, really do. And I'll never give up until it's like mathematically not chance. Yeah. We need a little bit of help, but it's not to say that we can't get the help that we need. And also, we're going to know pretty quick. We just talked about it. You've got these teams. Like, if you beat Napoli this Sunday, would your confidence not feel a bit better about, like, the push going down the stretch? That's a big swing of points. If you can get that win on Sunday, all of a sudden, and especially how does that game go? How does it change? I can't help but feel we didn't put our best foot forward in the first game against them. I still think they're an 100%. Unconvincing side. You have Inter that's beating everybody except the big games. They cannot win a big game. We still have to play them another time as well. It's going to be in their house, but hey, you just never know until it's over. Right now, it looks bleak. 10 points. 10 points is fuck all. I feel like people forget too that these are all the same teams that coughed up 16-point gap last season. Just last season, 16 points gap cut in a 3-week stretch. So, I mean, if you have no hope, there's nothing. What are we really doing here? What are you watching for? So for me, let's just see. Let's give it a little bit of a fight and fucking see. This is my biggest ultimate thing here. We fucking lost yesterday because of us, not because of them. It's the biggest thing. Like, you go to Torino, you go to Fiorentina, you go to Lecce, you go to these games, it's not them, it's us. And Spalletti, since November, still, it has been by far the best in a 5-year stretch, the best play that Juve has produced, and the highest percentage of getting all these victories and these wins. Like, Again, let's just see. Let's just see. Okay?
Well, and
Just see.
not to mention that there's still enough of a runway here in the transfer window that hey, who's to say that Mateta doesn't come in? Although I'm not convinced, or some of the fan base may not be convinced that he's the sole guy that puts us over the top. Like we've got enough of a runway. Remember, going back to one of my previous trim the fats, it was defender or bust. Do we find a way to bring in that defender to add just a little bit more depth? Like we've got some runway here, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to say and go to bat for the team and Spalletti specifically, which I was not high on, to say, let's just see what happens in these matches. Because again, we got Napoli, Inter, and Milan. One more match against all three of those guys. Take care of those, which is a big ask, but you take care of those. And then, of course, it's going to be all the small teams in between. But hey, for me, I'm willing to give it a chance. This is the most, let me put it this way. This is the most optimistic I've been dating back to Motta, dating back to Tudor, dating back to Allegri 2.0. Like I have more faith, which is crazy because I was not a Spalletti backer, but I have more faith in what I've seen out of Spalletti in this run that they can at least make it close. They might not get it done in the end, but I think that they're going to ultimately show that this is going to be a dogfight right till game 38.
There are fans that do not believe we will reach top four, and that top four is the plateau for this team. Do you have concerns about Juve not reaching top four? Chat, are you concerned about Juve not reaching top four this season?
0. My concern level is 0. My concern level at the beginning of the year was 0, reaching top 4. We will make top 4. That is not even up for question for me. I have 0 concern about that.
I'm not really worried about top four. I'll be quite honest. I'm not worried about top four. I think we're playing good enough football that we're going to start getting the results more often than not, which is what needed to happen, and that's happening. Roma's going to just be up and down like a little yo-yo. I actually think that Juve could finish higher than Milan this season. I'm just not convinced by them and what they're doing and their play. Even in one competition, to be unconvincing in one competition is a feat that they can take the title for. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about top four. No. Now, I do have some other questions. I got a question going into this match against Benfica, and I want to know where everybody's head's at as far as the lineup, because you're starting to get a question mark when it comes to Fabio Miretti. And now Chico Conceição is back. So what do you want to see? What do you do? If I ask you to come up with the lineup that you want to see face Benfica on Wednesday, chat, who do you want in the starting 11 for that match? What is it, Trim? Do you start Miretti?
So if we're talking about Benfica specific, just that match alone, I think I want to see Chico from the start. Might contradict what I said earlier about how Miretti is the missing link. He's got to be the guy. But I did follow it up with the caveat that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But until you see signs of something like yesterday, I think that's where it's like, okay, we can make some tweaks. Because again, I'm not writing Miretti off, meaning he can't see the field. I just think that in that match specific against Benfica, I think you could use that speed down the flank, especially against another Portuguese opposition. He's a former Porto guy, so he's not a big Benfica guy. I think he could cause some damage. So I think I'd like to see him from the start, just as a little tweak. Doesn't mean Miretti's going to be stapled to the bench, but Miretti coming off the bench might also make a difference. So I wouldn't mind putting Chico in there now if he's fully fit. That would be the one change I make. At the striker position, because I know they've got Antonio Silva back there. That's another big boy. He's a big defender. Younger, but he can cause some problems for David. So depending how they want to play, again, it's going to be another low block. It's Mourinho. We know what's coming. So I might make a case for, okay, if you want to maybe put Openda in to start and David coming off the bench, just for a little bit of speed mismatch, because the physicality is gonna be tough from Antonio Silva back there if he's healthy. Again, I don't know. But those are the changes I'd make. Coop, I wouldn't put Coop in, whether it's the midfield or in the back line. I think I'd go Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly at the back.
Yeah.
The pivot, I'd go Loka Thuram.
Yeah, my lineup's locked in. I already know exactly what I'm doing. Like you're talking Mourinho, and they go 4-2-3-1. Defensively, it's like a 4-5-1, so it is pretty compact defensively. Yeah. But there's going to be space. Like they're going to play a game. Like they're not going to. It's not going to be completely closed off. But yeah, I'm Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly across the back. Di Gregorio is going to be in goal. Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly across the middle of the pitch. Chico, Locatelli, Thuram, and Cambiaso. Miretti, Yildiz, and Openda. Because we're naturally shifting into this 4-2-3-1 on the ball and everything. Give me Yildiz, Miretti, and Chico out there to start this game against Benfica. And that's what I would do. And I'm not even questioning it one bit. And I know that McKennie has had to get in there and he's been like this mainstay, but I actually think he needs a little bit of a break, and I think I kind of saw that yesterday. So I'm comfortable giving him that rest. And if you're going to look at McKennie getting in there, it's for Cambiaso, which I wouldn't have a problem with, but I need to go and get after this thing, and I want the dynamic play there when you're switching into a 4-2-3-1. If you're going to get into points where you're talking about starting to throw crosses in there, like you think you're going to get to that point, McKennie needs to hit the pitch. As far as Cope Miners goes, I laughed at them before, and I'm going to laugh at them. Anybody that believed he was taking Locatelli's spot, you might have to be examined. Look, this guy is only serviceable as a left center back. The dude is fucking useless, man. Useless. Yeah. Yesterday was disgusting. He can only be used as a left center back. And you know what? Lloyd Kelly clears him because at least Lloyd Kelly had the balls to shoot the fucking ball from range yesterday and drive up forward and do there. Watching Cope Miners yesterday was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So for me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anybody that thought Cope was taking Loca's spot?
No.
That's fucking insane. He sucks. I'll just say it. Like he brings zero to the table right now. If it isn't left center back, he's become serviceable at left center back. Shocking stuff. So no, absolutely not. Now, we went over lineups. We went over everything. We trimmed the fat. We see where everybody's standing on top four. Hey, let's get into this guy. Let's get into this Storm the Barn. Let's see where the chat's at. Let's go. For these types of games, Cagliari, Lecce, etc., being more defensive teams, should we sit McKennie? I thought yesterday was not useful. We talk a lot about redundancy in the lineup based on the play, based on the games and what you're seeing. But like, man, he was one of the guys. We talked about it going back to the Miretti change. Miretti should have never left that game. And Mac did nothing.
No, I agree. I was also really surprised that was the first sub was Miretti specific, because to your point, he's the most creative guy and he had the most chances. But not only that, I think I've seen a theme when it comes to like us either not getting the results at the end of it when it comes to Spalletti's tenure, his subs being late too. Like I would have liked them a bit earlier. 66th minute, I mean, okay, you can make a case that it's early enough, but just the way that the game was going, I felt personally that I would have liked to see the subs a little bit sooner. 5-10 minutes even at the start of the half, but that wasn't the right sub at the time, like Miretti specific.
The argument for McKennie has been his ability to become a target and a threat in the box. Yesterday it was non-existent because we were dead on that flank between Kalulu and McKennie. We couldn't even get into a position to utilize McKennie as an aerial threat or a box presence. Mm-hmm. So for me, in yesterday's particular game, I was like, he's gotta go. Like, you need a dynamic player there. We're dead on that right side. I I think it's touch and go. It's not to say that he can't play against defensive teams, because he still is one of the few aerial targets on this team. So I think it's just, you got to gauge how this thing is going to go, who you're up against, and find ways to get him in there, right? And sometimes, he's going to have to sit. Like yesterday, he was the first name I was looking at to change, And Spalletti probably felt that, this is a grind. I'm going to need somebody that can be an aerial target, and that's probably what kept him on there so long, right? It's a tough one, but you got to weigh out what you're sacrificing versus what you're gaining at that particular moment, right? So it was a tough call. I think his call was a bit easier in the fact that Chico just got back, right? So obviously Matt's going to start that game, right? It's one of those things.
It's the creativity, right? Like he struggles. The last few games notwithstanding, like we have to give him credit. He had some hell of performances in the last bunch of games, but I think he's not the most creative guy, most technical with the ball. So I think that's where we lack with Weston. But he's out there solely as an aerial threat, which is crazy to me that he's the guy. So that's, I think, why he kept him in as long as he did.
Yeah. Now we'll keep things rolling. Set pieces seem to be a real issue for us on the defensive end and attacking end. What do you think needs to be done to solve this issue? Who do you think should take the set pieces, etc.? Adam, I'm just going to say red card for this joke. Okay. You're getting a red on this one. Oh, wait, it's not a joke. Okay, good. Set pieces? Our set pieces are a joke.
Are a joke, yeah.
Dude, what do you do? How do you solve this? Okay. I have no idea how to break this thing down. I would start by designating your fucking actual kickers. Okay? Yes. So that it's consistently the same guy. Mm-hmm. Because the mix and match of Yildiz takes some, Miretti takes some, Cope Miners takes some. What is that even doing for them? Because you can fuck up a corner kick. You can walk up and get one wrong. That shit happens. But then it's not you taking the next one. So you can't regroup. And then you're waiting. Get these guys in training. Start bombing them. Make your decision on who your set piece taker is and roll with it. Start there. And then from there on, my goodness, go to the basics. Get your biggest guys at the key spots of the box and make sure that your actual set piece take, and I don't care if he needs to take 2,000 of them through the week, make sure he's hitting the mark consistently. Just fucking start there. I have nothing else other than that. Pick somebody, let them take them consistently.
Yeah, I agree. The only other thing I'll add is stop with two guys in the corner. They were between all those 18 attempts. If you look back to all 18 attempts, they were going with, first it was one guy, so it would be Miretti. Then they had at one point, it was Miretti dishing it to, or Coop and Yildiz. It was Coop passing it to Yildiz, dishing it off back with a little back heel. Stop it. Just put one guy. I actually like personally when Miretti was the guy sending the ball in, because I find that Jagrova, whenever he's on the field, can't raise the ball high enough. He's always, it's too low of a cross, number one. Number two, I don't want Yildiz as the guy taking the corners, because I actually want him in there just in case for, if the ball comes out and he's at the top of the box and wants to smash one in. For me, I think Miretti's one guy that can definitely do it. Coop, I don't mind when he's on the field. I don't mind him taking the corners, but just put one guy. Don't put two guys in the corner. That's all I'm asking. It's just...
I hate that. It's a waste. You lose a cleanup guy out in the area there.
Exactly.
The game is simple. Don't overcomplicate. Just throw it in the fucking mixer. Just hit the spot. Give your guys a shot to get to it, and let's go. It's really not that difficult. It's mind-blowing to me that we're so inept on set pieces. Agreed. Our record with Perrin this season, 5 games, 0 clean sheets, 2 losses, 7 conceded. I don't feel safe when he's starting ahead of Digre ever. Is this the end of the degrade hate and maybe start to appreciate him more. There was a lot of shouts earlier on in the year, get Pedin in there as your starter. I mean, but is it at a point where you don't feel comfortable with Pedin back there? Has it gotten to that point?
For me, it's not even that. I almost feel like, the rumors of him wanting to be a number one guy, Genoa being the team that's interested. I think all that it's just coinciding with this poor stretch that he's been on this year. But you need your backup keeper to play matches. Our starting guy can't play every match, like because of the amount of competitions we play. Like it's just not physically possible.
We could maybe put Kalulu there and he could play every match. Maybe he's a good goalie.
True. I mean, hey, he's got the stamina. Clearly, he's showing that. So whatever he's doing, again, we're not gonna bring that up. But whatever he's doing, keep doing what you're doing, bud. That's But yeah, no, I wouldn't say that I don't feel comfortable with Pedin. I mean, you need your backup guy, but I think it just points more towards maybe his time at Juve is coming to an end, and we got to start thinking ahead and looking to who's going to be that guy to replace him. But I wouldn't say I'm not comfortable with him. He has to play matches regardless of if we like that or not.
If I look at the goals that are conceded against him, like, I mean, there hasn't been any that I could think of where I'm like, oh my God, man. Maybe one or two I was like, maybe a bit better on there you should be. But it's not to the point where I don't think that I feel confident in him. And I mean, the one yesterday, fuck, like what a bullshit goal. I mean, I don't think he knew anything about it. And, like he can't even see it. Every player on the pitch is in front of him at the top of the 18. Mazzatelli, this fucking mutt, just lashes at it and it's going directly into the short side.
That's it. Yeah.
Brutal. Yeah, we talked about the arm coming back. I see Michael G's comment, why did he pull the ham? On that video, you can't get it because it's straight on. It's already by him. It's already by him. Sign fit. Oh, here we come. Sweaty. We got a Sweaty storm the bar. Holy smokes. Hold on. Let me get the Chiesa kit. Got the Chiesa tee. Holy shit.
I had to show it for Sweaty.
Sweaty just went 6 to midnight over here with that fucking shirt. Sign Fede ASAP before the game against Napoli, as Yildiz alone can't shoulder the burden of creativity. Let them cook together. Juve needs help to survive this hellish run of fixtures. Sweaty, you have been a long-time supporter, okay? Always showing love to the AJC. And I appreciate you so much, brother. It is over. He is not going to come in January, okay? I never saw it happening. I always said it's completely doubtful. Liverpool will not open up to the things that Juve are going to need to get this guy back. In the summer, maybe your wishes will come to fruition. But right now in January, I don't see it happening, okay? I just don't see it happening.
It's tough. For poor Suarez, it's tough. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Cugino Eddie coming in. No matter the players or coach these past few years, why do we never volley? We always stop the ball, dance around, get off a shot, that instantly gets blocked or make a bad pass. You know what? There was a couple instances yesterday where you're like, just crack the thing. And I mean, that's just yesterday. Like, if you just look at our play over how many years now, like, we've been yelling for a while. Midfielders have taken so much heat. Fire the damn ball. Like, I don't know if that's a confidence thing. I don't know, because coaches at that level don't get into telling players what to do. It's a lot of, like, man management and, like, motivation type stuff, and they just deal with who they want out there and they talk about how they want to play, but there's not a lot of direct, like, just explanations, details, or direction, like, just do this. This team needs to start actually cracking the ball quickly, and just yesterday was too slow. That extra touch, that extra thought, like, let instincts take over. If you fuck up, you fuck up. I don't know what it is. I wish I knew. But crack the ball. That's part of having that killer instinct. That, like, just something can happen. It might hit Bremer in the face and go in. Like,
yeah.
Miretti volleys that thing. Have a crack. Have a crack. You just
Well, and to
never
your
know.
point, the Miretti chance where he got taken, follow through in the box, like that chance that he had a step ahead, or before that, he could have cracked it before even carrying it that extra step.
I wanted that to I was like, hit it. That extra took you away, and then you didn't get the PK, and you're fucked. You took away a big chance from yourself. Like, just crack it. Don't think twice. Don't whatever. Too cute. Sometimes too cute.
Exactly.
Just get ruthless. That's part of being ruthless. But yeah, I feel it, Eddie. I do. I
agree.
Can we talk about Mr. Parachute Shorts? Is he ever going to be fully fit? And too many mistakes. He's clearly rusty too. So Sikoko coming in. We obviously know who he's talking about. Okay? Milik will never be fit again. Okay? Milik is done. Oh wait, Parachute Short. Yeah, Milik. Well, I think that's what J Medical has. That's why he's got those parachute shorts. It's comfortable for the fucking patients at J Med. So Zhikrova has taken those and running onto the pitch with them. I'm not impressed, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's just not fully fit. Is he ever gonna be fully fit? I hope so. I mean, I really hope so. But my God, man, it just sucks the life out of me when you're trying to get urgency, you're trying to urge on, and it feels like this guy's playing like we're 10-0 up.
Yeah, it's
it
frustrating.
Sucks the life out of me, man. Like, for real. He's not the only guy that, like, other guys used to do it. Like, Cuadrado used to be notorious for it as a winger. Fucking get the ball and it stops. Everything stops because I got to set myself up to take this one guy on. As if there's nothing else going on. There's no other player making a run. There's just the world stops. I have the ball. Now it's me versus you right now. I have all the time in the world. Hang on a second. I'm going to make sure my laces are fucking tied. Okay? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, she's pretty hot. Okay, now I can go. What the hell? Just urgency, man. It sucks the life out of things for me, man. It really
we might need to do a wellness check on our boy Sev if he hears about the Zhigrova slander, because he's waiting for the full fitness, but I don't know, it's going to be a while, I think.
What we got to do with Sev is start the tracking on the kits, because Zhigrova's yet another in a long line of kits that this guy gets that they do this.
Hey, you know what? I'm actually getting into that territory pretty soon myself, so I can't fully beat down on, because me too. I'm getting there too. I gotta step up the kit game and not put any names on the kits.
Man, right now, what it comes down to is at the start of every year when we talk about kits and stuff, I'm making sure that Sev is not getting any of the players I want to succeed, because I know that guy is mush from Bronx Tale when it comes to kits, man. This guy picks a player on his kit, and that guy, we might as well sell him, okay? Yeah. But I'm going to give Zhigrova the benefit of the doubt. I just don't think he's fit. I just don't think he's fully fit. No, so I'll reserve true judgment until I see the guy at 100%. Yeah. And it's frustrating as hell that we're talking about him not being 100% fit at January 18th. Mm-hmm. I like that Spalletti wasn't afraid to call out Chico and Eden. Chico is energetic and works hard, but he's toothless in the final third. Eden is a nonchalant highlight reel merchant and will flop. I have been consistent. I like the way Spalletti is treating the players. And I agree wholeheartedly in everything he said, done, and I'm for it. Yeah. I'm for it. There's nothing to add to it. I agree with you 100%, Forza Juve. 100%. Trim, you're on board too. He's been solid at that point. Because even when he praises, he gives you that little bit of, we could still improve. We could still improve. Remember what we talked about earlier, never satisfied. He's doing his part, and I back him for that.
The biggest thing, too, is it's consistent throughout the roster. So even for a guy like Yildiz, who may have had solid performances throughout the season so far, very few bad ones, he's still given a little bit of a there's room there for improvement, whatever it is, whatever aspect of the pitch. So no, for sure, I agree, 100%.
Yeah. Speaking of kits, Cugino Eddie sizing up himself for one there.
I was gonna say, Eddie, don't worry, I have not forgotten. You will get your kit, and you just got to let me know who you want on it. And I'm a good sport, so don't worry about it.
We have the Milik kit ready to go, ready to ship for this bet. Okay, don't worry. That Eric Milik kit is just on standby.
We didn't tell you which one it will be, but
when it's mathematically set, that Milik kit will be heading to Philly, brother. Okay, let's keep this rolling. Good stuff, boys. Everybody's, at least we're upbeat and having some fun. I mean, fuck, what are you gonna do? I mean, you dominate the ball against Cagliari. They get a one smash and grab. Let's try to keep the heads up and moving in the right direction, and hopefully we can get a nice reaction against Benfica. How confident are you going into the Benfica game, given that they have historically been Juve's kryptonite and they now have Mo the Mutt at the helm? I'm going to tell you right now, I actually feel it's the right game. Going back to what we said, I actually still feel okay about it because I don't think it's going to be a kryptonite game for Juve. As far as the history side of it goes, fuck, man. Our players are really mentally broken if they're worried about history that they don't play a part in, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's now, it's today. None of the shit that happened in the past matters.
And not to mention that, you know, who's like, I don't know, again, maybe I don't watch Benfica, but like I can't profess to say that they're the Benfica of old either. Like they've been going through their own little rough patch, obviously moving on to Mourinho from their previous manager as well. Like they haven't been firing on all cylinders either, to say the least. And I know it's, you know, you go back to previous history, but like you said, I think it goes for both teams. Like you got to put history aside and just focus on the match at hand. And I think, like you said, to your point, I think if now is a time to change history or kind of rewrite history, now would be the time for Juve to go in there and we're at home, take advantage of the crowd and get the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at Benfica, it's been up and down. And Champions League, they're out of the playoff spot at the moment, but they are coming off back-to-back wins against Ajax, I believe, and Napoli in their last Champions League match. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy. None of the games in Champions League are easy, it feels like, anymore. But if you would have had me playing them, you know, before versus now after a decent stint with Spalletti, yeah, I'll take my chances now against this Benfica that's a little bit up and down, kind of like a yo-yo. I think it's going to be a tough game, but it's not a kryptonite game for us. So I do actually still overall feel good about it, and I still stand firm. I like the fact that we have less time between this Cagliari game to this one. Flush it. Like you said earlier, flush it. Let's go. Okay?
That's it.
With a clear head, our initial objectives this season were not to win the Scudetto, but get top 4. We are still there. Question: winning Coppa Italia is now main objective. I don't think that there is no real main objective. Like, reaching top 4 is like a bare minimum, right?
Agree.
So, Coppa Italia, you're playing to win the Coppa Italia.
Yep.
You're playing to do the best you can in Serie A and be one of those contenders.
Yep.
In Champions League, you're playing to go as far as possible. Nothing changes. Nothing changes.
Yep. I agree. I have nothing really more to add to that. Like, I mean, if it like, to answer the question, Coppa Italia shouldn't be the main objective, but it's like you could see our side of the bracket compared to the other side. We've got Napoli and Inter on the other side, Bologna and I think Lazio and Atalanta on our side. There's no reason why we can't get there.
It's full steam ahead in everything. It's full steam ahead in everything. And I go back to it. Get Yildiz Central, and then this team will really take off. God damn it. There's one thing I've been harping about is getting that guy central.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you need to give our striker a fucking lasso to fucking reel him in and start getting him in central. If he starts drifting to left, fucking do it. Okay? Yeah. Maybe Cope Miners, that could be his job. He's not doing it. Fuck all else. Now, keep it rolling. Mourinho, We'll park the bus next week. How do you play Benfica? You're okay. So we obviously we did the lineups and everything. Alex, I'll give you mine again. McKennie's resting. Degray, Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly,
Yep.
Chico, Loca, Taram, Cambiaso, Miretti, Yildiz, and I'd go Openda in this one. I saw disagreements saying go with David. I'd go Openda.
I'd go Openda to start as well. I think like your lineup nailed it for me. Like I'm good and comfortable with those guys. I wouldn't make any other changes. Even you might make a shout for. Did you say Taram in there? I can't remember.
Yeah, Loca and Taram.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say Taram in there as well because I feel like him carrying the ball forward opens up lanes for the other guys ahead of him. So yeah, I agree.
Coop can head back to his best position, left, right, out.
Yes.
That's where he'll be. For fuck's sakes, is it too late to bring Paredes?
What the? Oh, Jesus. That name just gave me the shivers thinking back to that season. God.
Paredes? Madonna mia. Why on earth? Oh my God, man. I hate Paredes. Hashtag Paredes back. You guys are lucky I'm still alive. Forza Juve. This has to be...
That's a red. Yes. We love you, Forza Juve, but that's a red.
That's a red card to that gentleman. According to Alex UVFC, Paredes back. Holy shit.
I'll give him that he would stand up to me.
He's an asshole, and he would be a prick to nightmare for opponents, but my God. Can we get one with a little bit more pay, like a little bit more payback?
He'd step in, and then knowing how he is, he'd be the only one getting pulled out of the pile, getting a red, and then put us down 10 men. So, I mean, just for the sheer standing in there, I'll give him that. But
I will say this, though, that World Cup moment, blasting the ball into the Dutch.
That was funny.
But the motherfucker almost hit Edgar Davids. And if he hit Edgar, I would have probably like...
Davids would have got up and drop kicked him immediately. Ran out there and just gave him a nice drop.
I remember thinking that, and I'm like, oh shit, Davids is... Like, if he hits Davids, man, that's it, man. He might be old, but... he'll come out and slide you, man, and he won't even be involved in the game.
Yeah.
I would have given my left nut to see Davids go off the bench and slide right through him mid-game, like just for no reason.
Grab the glasses, just whip him off, and just drop kick Paredes.
Man. Edgar Davids. Juve has consistently been dropping points before crucial runs for more than half a decade now. How is it we can have 7-8 positive fixtures in a row, then drop points before a big run of matches? So, how much of this do we also like? It's tough because going back to that question we asked, what's the separation? What's the gap between the teams ahead of us? I'll be quite honest. Right now, there's next to nothing other than Inter and Merda. The reason I say that is because you see more of the unconvincing side, and is because of how many teams are now going to that 3-5-2 to make that low block to shell. Like, guys, look across the fixture list, and watch how many teams played that setup. Like, it is becoming more of a nightmare for these teams to get those results, but Inter is finding a way. That's the only real difference I see from those ahead to us, is that Inter's finding a way. Inter's not winning the big matches. If they were, it'd actually be a runaway.
Yes, agree. Yeah,
because they're finding a way. That's what Juve has been lacking. They cannot find a way, and that has become our kryptonite. They have to find a way. And wet pitch, slippery pitch, it doesn't fucking matter. You have to will yourself to those results. And right now, for a while, haven't been able to. Everybody's been harping on leadership, experience, quality of players, etc. But one way or another, get your fucking selves over that finish line.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get in your own way. That's the biggest thing for me. I think tying into this question from Tuna, I think it's obvious. It's Juve kind of getting into their own way, whether it's resting on their laurels, looking past weaker opposition that they should beat or are expected to beat. All that kind of stuff plays into this question. That's for sure.
Yeah. On this squad, who's the player who touches the ball no matter what circumstances you feel confident will get it done? I'll be quite honest, the closest to it is Yildiz, and it still ain't at maximum confidence.
Okay. Yeah, he's the only name that popped into my head.
Yeah.
But to your point, is it with full confidence that he's going to get something done, or is it just because he's the only one? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's literally nobody else to kind of pull out and from the list of names and say, like, along with Yildiz, there's this guy that can also, I have faith that he'll get it done. But he's literally the only guy. But to your point, is it with full confidence or not? You could make an argument it's not 100% full confidence, right? It's pretty high still, but it's not full confidence, right?
Yeah. Yildiz will be more of a leader than Loka is. Disagree. I disagree for the reason that I still see things lacking in Yildiz, and I don't think it'll come even over time, like as far as a leader. Loka's missing them. Bremer's missing certain aspects to be like a real leader captain. Like for me, I don't think we have that guy around, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I don't even think, like, to your point, I don't think that it necessarily has to be one guy either. Like, the collective as a whole can do it together. But specific to this question, I think on the field with just his play, you could say that, Yildiz can, be that kind of quiet, unassuming leader that'll show with his play. But in terms of, like, being vocal in the locker room and stuff like that, I don't know if, again, maybe it's because he's still young, he'll grow into it. But I don't see him as that guy that will be that vocal leader in the locker room. Whereas Loka has that for me. He might not have it on the field in terms of, that's to each their own. I still think he's a great player, but the majority of the people that have it out for Loka will say that his play doesn't match up for it, right? But we know how we feel. We feel he's more than serviceable, solid. Like, he's a great player, but the jury that's out for,
Spalletti came out with high praise for Loka 2 days ago.
Which he was he not the one that disliked him, didn't want him on the national team, and now all of a sudden you're seeing him day in and day out? His mind's changing a bit, So
Cole Miners is going to take a spot, so. Mid-season report card on Kamoli.
Oh, I like this one.
I mean, going back to the summer, I thought it took a long time to get some business done. I go back to it and still say we needed to bolster the back line. We paid no attention to it. I still think we should have brought experience in at that time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still waiting because it's still early. And that was the first summer and he had just come in. But I thought there was some shortcoming. I think Vega we should have made a push for. I cut him slack on the Kolomuani thing because the price tag was outrageous.
Yep.
I don't like the Openda obligation. I think that's nasty. I don't like that he didn't finalize a Douglas Luiz sale and that we're probably going to have to deal with that again. I think it's a mixed bag. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of Kamoli. But it's early. It's super early. He could change my mind, obviously. But I'm right now, the vibes out of the summer, I'm skeptical of. That's all. Trim?
Yeah. If I had to give it an actual grade, like going back to grade school and stuff, I'd say it's probably in the C to C minus range right now, but leaving room for, like, he can obviously change that grade because the season's not over yet. So meaning, like, what he brings in, if he brings in stuff in January, which I think he needs to bring in at least a defender, and then if he can get Mateta, like, if that's what he wants to do, we'll see how it ultimately plays out. Yeah. But I mean, you pretty much hit on all the points. And controversial take here, but I may go as far as I actually like Juntali's kind of what he did at this time. And it's funny because I'm seeing in the chat, Kamoli out. I'm not going to pinpoint all these guys because I know I can't say for certain they were all saying that, but I find it funny that these are still some of the same people that were also Juntally out in the summer when I think you and I of the team were the ones to first and foremost say, like, I don't think Juntally was really like you
Just
could
get a
nitpick
different
things here
coach,
and there.
man. Get a different coach. But if
Yeah.
if his plan ultimately was to sell Yildiz to move, then he had to fucking go too, right? But I don't think that was his play. And again, who knows? But his players are actually like Lloyd Kelly has proven to be way better than what he was. Sellenhuisen was like, there's people crying. Oh my God. Like, it's the end of the world. Like, Juve's never sold a better player than Dean Huijsen. Dean, the Spaniard. Nonetheless, Giuntoli had his faults. His biggest fault was the leash to Malta. Camoli could still turn things around. It's very early. But, like, some of the shit was weird. Vega had a deal and an agreement with Juve to go to Club World Cup. Why do you shut that down? Like,
that's to me crazy.
He shut that down. Yeah. He wanted nothing to do with the Vega move, which was weird to me. And then it was a relatively cheap deal. You go to Zagrova, the Zagrova move. Could we not have waited and let this guy play like for them before moving in, and then he would have been on a free? Like, you couldn't have gotten a pre-agreement through that season and got a player that maybe come January fucking 18th is actually 100% for this team? Did we have to jump on Zagrova at that point in time for whatever it was? A cheap deal, still 18 or something like that, all in. But your team needs bodies. It's January 18th. This guy hadn't played in like a year and a half. You make that move when he's about to be free, and you could see if he can get back to fitness and play for Lille, right? It's like, did you have to do that move? The David one, at least, is on a free. You're never going to lose. Like, you could say goodbye if you needed to, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
The Openda one, the obligation of just being in the top 10? Oh, that's fuck, brutal. Man. At 45? It's hefty.
Yeah.
It's pretty, it's like, I'm with you. It's like a C. We'll see where it goes. It's like a C, C minus.
Right now, exactly. And we're just judging it based on right now. Yeah, exactly.
Kalulu is scared to make the pass to McKennie down the flank. McKennie's runs are wasted. You could see him frustrated. Between the two of them, big tones, it was garbage. The right side was garbage. I love that. Big tones. Thoughts on people saying Rabiot is better than Kefren Turam this season, and we should have never let Cavallo Pazzo go. So, Kefren Turam must impact games more.
Yeah.
Period.
Agree. Must improve. Yeah.
Adrian Rabiot affected games for Juve in 1.5 seasons out of like 4 or 5.
5, yeah.
And I don't give a fuck about Adrian Rabiot. That's how I feel about this one, Tuna.
Pretty much, yeah. Let's move on from Rabiot. Like, that's done and dusted.
Yeah. The ladies of the night in Turin got a rest when Rabiot left. So
what's with the French guys and the ladies of the night? Jeez. Seems to be a theme.
Yeah, Kalou.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, what's with the theme there?
French boys, man. I fucking tell you.
Hanging out with Vlahovic too much, I guess. Jeez.
Yeah, and you know what? That speaks to the work ethic of these lads, man. Like, fucking Rabiot, come on, man. Ladies of the night, fuck. First, I want to say good morning, fellas. Go to the same lineup as Cagliari, but with Tigre, Thuram, keep Yildiz, Miretti, and put Chico. That's pretty much my starting lineup, man. So
bang on, yeah, with what you had for sure.
The new ADP pre-match kit is looking good, man. What size do you get yours? Is it a slim fit? You need to size up for large, and it fits true to size. Beautiful stuff.
Fair.
I love that.
Yeah,
thing, man.
I'm liking that. You know what? I'm liking that they're wearing it for warm up and even when the guys are warming up on the sidelines. I'm like,
look at Cliff here trying to get a little shot, a little jab in there. Does Trim still believe David could become the greatest striker in Juve history? Cliff, do you believe Openda is actually a fucking player?
Well, so this is how I'll handle our boy Cliff. I'm starting to question if he's my boy or not, actually, because he keeps coming around like a chihuahua only when there's a poor performance. That's what's funny too. Hey Cliff, where were you the last two matches? You brought it up, right? Where were you then? Were you giving him praise? Right? No. So what I will say is this. First of all, I never said he'd be the greatest striker in Juve history. That's you clearly were not listening to me this summer. That's like wild. Like even I didn't say that. Like, but it's okay. Number one. Number two. Hey, your David slander and agenda. I know it's there, but I'm telling you, man. I don't expect you to jump on board. It's all good, but you're gonna see he's a good player. There's a player there, so it's okay to admit it. But after one game without a goal. It would be nice if you were consistent and came in when he was playing well and be like, you know what, Trim? Yeah, you know what? He had a good game. He scored the last game or 2 games in a row, but it's okay. I see how it is.
Oh, we got some good stuff brewing up here. Okay, so which player and coach are the biggest football mutts of the 21st century, according to you? Player and coach. Biggest football mutts. Well, I'll fucking tell you, Yari Mina's up there, okay? Like, he's really getting up there. Lautaro Martinez is a mutt.
Oh, Martinez easily should be number one. I think stapled poster boy of this list.
For coach? Oh, man. I kind of want to fucking throw Gasperini in there, man. I fucking can't stand Gasperini. But I'll give him the pass. Limone Inzaghi is like, his face, man. Like, that is such a crybaby bitch, man.
Even out in Saudi, we're still like just seeing that face and just like, oh, fuck, I hate that guy. What about can we throw ADL on that list too?
De Laurentiis as a executive, fuck, 100%, man.
Yeah,
mutt.
He's got to be in there.
Absolute mutt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simeone getting a lot of shouts.
You know what? Him too. He's up there for sure. He's a little much, but you gotta love when Ronaldo gave him the with the cojones. That was the best, man. Love it.
Bigger Juve legend, Mandzukic or Bonucci? I know my answer right away.
I mean, for me, it's got to be Leo, even though that Milan stint, it has to be.
Like, it's Leo. It's Leo. I love Mandzukic.
And I love Mandzukic. I love him.
Love Mandzukic. Absolute warrior. I hated the way we operated the goodbye, but come on. It's Leo, man. Leo's part of a record-breaking BBBC that was insane. The period of time, the longevity, call it, the trophy haul, and yeah, man. I mean, despite the move away, I'm telling you, when he came back, he did the one thing that I said you have to do. You just have to fucking work your ass off. And you can't talk about it. You can't talk about the Milan thing. You just got to put your head down and fucking work. And he did. And I feel like people forget the year Chiellini went down with the ACL, De Ligt was far from like ready to the degree that everybody thought, just because we spent 90 mil or whatever, 82 mil on the guy. Bonucci pulled the fucking weight big time. It wasn't until the very end where the ass check defending started to come into play. But up until that point, and I know he's polarizing. I know he's terrible on the mic. He says so much stupid shit. But remember, Chiellini, Buffon, all the Senators were the ones saying bring him back. And that speaks volumes. Because they could have easily said, no, it's done. See you later. It's Bonucci. It's Bonucci.
Yeah.
But I get it. He's polarizing, you know?
Yeah. It's fun to that's why it's fun, those questions, right? To see kind of who's on what side. And I mean, there were a lot of shouts in the chat for Mandzukic, and I don't disagree in the sense that I loved him, loved his time here. But I mean, just longevity and everything that Bonucci's tenure stood for,
Bonucci was a great, but he's a mutt, runs his mouth too much. But don't forget, he ran his mouth for Juve, fighting the fight, Amici di Nessuno, for years with the media. Years. Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Fucking Leo. He'll always have his haters, and everybody will be there, but I always had a soft spot for Leo, man. Always had a soft spot for Leo. That's just me. You guys, we got a big one coming up this week, okay? I'm going to keep you in the loop on the news, in the build-up to that one. We're going to have a match day live. We're going to have a post-match podcast. I don't think there's going to be a watch-along. That one's kind of going to be a game-time decision. I'm going to try my best to make it work. I'm taking a quick look just to see if we got any headlines in the news. There's not a whole bunch going on. We'll just rifle through some of these super quick. Juventus in the coming hours will officially send their first bid at a loan plus obligation for Mateta. Okay. There is nothing as far as proposals or discussions sent from Juve to Fenerbahce for En-Nesyri. Okay. Nico Skira says Mateta is getting closer to joining Juve on a loan plus obligation. He's already got the personal terms locked in on a 4-year contract. Taking a look here. Juve's offer, according to Sky Sport, 2 million loan fee, 28 million euro obligation to buy. It's down to Crystal Palace now that could be demanding up to 40 million for the Frenchman. Let's see, everybody. Okay. Fiorentina, according to Gazzetta, which pretty much means fuck all, have lowered their asking price for Nicolo Fortini to 12 to 13 million euros. So about $1 million per minute that he's probably played. I don't know how many minutes played. I'm just saying. They're fucking around. Yeah. But there you go. That is your news break. Everybody had a lot of fun today despite the loss, and that's what we got to do. We got to still remain upbeat. We got a big one on Wednesday. Let's hope that the lads can bring them hell. Trim, absolute pleasure as always. Had a lot of fun today, brother. Hope you did too. Army, drop a like in here. Smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And everybody tuning in on your other social platforms, get over here, hit the subscribe button. I'll show you again. I'm not fucking around. Okay? 0405, 0506 up for grabs. Boom. ADP Beauty on the back of both. Absolute beauties. And again, big shout out to our members, especially the ones in legend status. They've had their own giveaway monthly on top of being part of our subscriber list to try and win the other one, okay? We've already given out, I think, 12 or 13 kits. Congratulations to our winners. We're going to keep it rolling every month. And we are able to do that because of all your support. So I thank you again. Guys are the best. Till next time, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Let's get ready to beat the shit out of Benfica and Mo. Okay? Let's respond, react, and get the job done. And give them one of those. Let's go.